Welcome to our channel. Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So, let's get real for a second. We've all heard that first impressions are everything, right? Whether it's meeting someone new, walking into a job interview, or even going on a first date, those first few moments can make or break how we're perceived. But what really goes into making a strong first impression? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of first impressions and how you can nail them every single time. Ready to make an impact? Let's go. All right, let's kick this off with some truth bombs. First impressions are powerful because our brains are wired to make snap judgments. Research shows that we form an opinion about someone in less than 7 seconds. Yep, you heard that right. In just a few blinks, we're sizing each other up, deciding if we're trustworthy, confident, or likable. Think about it. That initial gut feeling you get when you meet someone new? That's your brain processing a ton of information super quickly. This is why those first moments matter so much. But don't worry, it's not all about looks or surface-level stuff. There's a lot more to it, and that's where psychology comes in. Let's start with one of the biggest influencers of first impressions, body language. Believe it or not, over 70% of communication is nonverbal. So, how you stand, how you move, and even your facial expressions are speaking volumes before you even say a word. If you want to make a strong first impression, here's a tip. Adopt open and confident body language. This means standing tall, keeping your shoulders back, and maintaining eye contact. A smile, yes, just a simple smile, can immediately make you more approachable and trustworthy. Let's do a little experiment. Next time you meet someone, focus on your body language. Notice how just a change in posture can make a big difference in how others respond to you. It's pretty wild once you start paying attention. Now, let's talk about something called the halo effect. This is one of those fascinating psychological quirks where people tend to assume that if someone looks good or makes a great first impression, they must have other positive qualities too. It's like we give people a halo of goodness just because of that initial impact. But here's the kicker. This can work both ways. If someone makes a bad first impression, people might assume other negative traits about them too, even if they're totally wrong. That's why it's so important to get off on the right foot. So, how do we make the halo effect work for us? It starts with being mindful of how we present ourselves. Dressing in a way that feels confident, showing up with positive energy, and being polite from the get-go can create that halo you want. Okay, so we've talked a lot about nonverbal cues, but don't get me wrong. What you say matters too. The words you choose, the tone of your voice, and how you engage in conversation all play a role in forming first impressions. Quick tip: be genuinely interested in the person you're talking to. Ask questions, listen more than you talk, and keep the conversation balanced. People tend to like those who show real curiosity about them. It makes them feel valued. Another thing? Speak clearly and confidently. Avoid rushing your words or mumbling. Your voice can project confidence, so let it shine through. All right, let's talk wardrobe. Yes, what you wear does impact first impressions, and this isn't about being shallow or focusing on material things. It's just psychology in action. Your clothing choices send signals about who you are, and they affect how others perceive your competence, status, and personality. Now, you don't have to be dressed to the nines all the time. The key is to dress appropriately for the situation and in a way that feels authentic to you. When you feel good in what you're wearing, that confidence naturally radiates to others. So, whether it's a casual meetup or a business interview, make sure your outfit fits the vibe. Let's get real for a second. The most important part of making a great first impression? Be yourself. Authenticity is your superpower. People can usually tell when you're trying too hard or being someone you're not. And trust me, that never leaves a good impression. The psychology behind authenticity is simple. When you're genuine, people feel a sense of connection and trust. They feel like they're seeing the real you, and that's what leaves a lasting impact. So, let go of the pressure to be perfect and just show up as you. Here's something we don't always talk about. A great first impression doesn't end with a first meeting. How you follow up after that initial encounter can reinforce or even improve the impression you made. Whether it's sending a thoughtful message, keeping promises, or showing consistent behavior, following up can turn a good first impression into a lasting connection. Consistency is key here. People want to know that the great person they met in the beginning is the same person over time. So, what's the takeaway? Making a strong first impression is a combination of body language, verbal communication, confidence, and authenticity. It's not about being perfect, it's about being mindful of how you show up and creating connections that matter. Here's my challenge for you. Next time you meet someone new, try applying one or two of these tips. Pay attention to how they respond and notice the changes in their behavior. I think you'll be surprised at how these small tweaks can lead to big results. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more psychology insights, and drop a comment below. I want to hear, what's your go-to strategy for making a strong first impression? Let's chat. See you in the next video.